Doctor said it's a good idea. Good morning to Spiritual Psychics TV and the congregation here at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. We bid you a warm and loving welcome. This is our first service of the year, and we look forward to sharing throughout the year our Sunday morning divine services. Our medium this morning should have been my Jackie, but she's got very bad sciatica and she couldn't make it. But I've asked our very own Mary Dixie, who runs circles here at the church and has been a great asset to the church over the years. So morning, Mary, and welcome to our service this morning. And I will ask Mary to open our meeting with prayer.
Good morning, everybody. I ask this morning that those from the spirit world that wish to come forward and make themselves known to those met here in the church and those online would come forward and would do so. And I ask that we give our thoughts to those unwell at the moment, and there's some that are unwell that are likely joining us online, which is very nice because otherwise they can't participate. And I ask that I be used well in thy service this morning. Amen.
Amen. Now, friends, we're going to go into the healing moment here at the church, and we've got a few names to read out to you. And in this part of the service, we ask prayers for people that are not well, that are absent in the sense from the church, but not absent from our hearts and our minds. So this morning we think of Jackie, Kelly and Stephen, Jill, June, Barbara, Linda, Kate, Lily, Nicole, Sue, Johnny. We ask a prayer upon all those names, and we ask that God grant them the strength and the love of the Spirit to be healed of mind, body, and spirit according to divine law. So mote it be. Let us all now say together the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. Could I ask Jim, I didn't ask you earlier, could you get a collection plate to go around? And we would ask those of you online if you can donate to the church. Really grateful if you can. And it all goes to the work of the church. And thank you all very much, those who donated last year that aren't physically here in the church. But thank you very much for doing that. And while Jim's doing getting the plate, I'll say hello to a few names online. Christine Davis, good morning. Healing for a friend to go through chemotherapy. I will do that in a moment. Sarah White, I will do that as well in a moment. I'll just get a pen. Sorry, Mike. Okay, got those two names. Got that as well. Thank you, Richard. Good morning from Canada. Hope you enjoy our service with this morning. I hope it's not too cold out in that part of the world. Yellowknife sounds such a nice place. Matthew, good morning and welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Light and love to you as well. James, hello, my friend. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope things are good in Texas at the moment. Look after yourself. Owen, good morning. Looking forward to seeing you back here in the new year. Lee Caswell, good morning. Hope everything's going well with your life. Love to Ivy May. Teresa, Tess, good morning. Lovely to see your picture. Carol, welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Hope you have a lovely service. Chuck, morning and welcome. Hope you enjoyed the time with us this morning. Billy, good morning. Have a great day with us. Is that Shawnee? Sorry, I can't see it too well from my screen. But Stuart, good morning. Shawnee Stuart, good morning. I hope you're well and enjoy the service with us. Trish, good morning and welcome. For your friends as well. I will do that now. Amy. That's cancer. Kirsty not too well again. Wish her well. Morning, Sarah. Hope you have a great time with us. I think we'll leave it at that for the moment, Richard, unless you've got a couple more. Deborah, welcome to our church service and have a great time with us. You look very festive in your hats and bits and pieces that you've got on. Good morning, Tony. Have a lovely time with us here at Wimbledon. Okay, we'll go on to the reading now. Well, I've taken my reading this morning from a book called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, the book that I first discovered in my early years in spiritualism. And I just wanted to read some of this and then base some of it on my address this morning. One day Jesus stood by the river, busy with his work. A caravan returning from the west drew near. And one approaching Jesus said, "We come to you from your native land and bring you unwelcome news. Your father is no more on earth. Your mother grieves and no one can comfort her. She wonders whether if you're still around, if you're alive." And Jesus bowed his head in silent thought, and then he wrote, "My mother, noblest of women, a man just from our native land has told me that our father has passed to the spirit. He is no more in the flesh, that you grieve and are unable to help. Nobody's unable to help. My mother, all is well with our father. He is in heaven, and his work on earth has come to an end, but his journey is done, and he now continues in another world. Here in this round he has finished many heavy tasks. He has gone from hence to a home prepared, and he will rest. Our Father God is with him. There is angels also comforting him. Why should you weep? For he is not dead, he lives." Thank you. I tried to use these words today because over the Christmas period, a number of phone calls that we received from spiritualists, not newcomers to spiritualism, are grieving. And I know it's difficult at times at Christmas. My dad never enjoyed the Christmas time. It was the period of time that his father passed to the spirit in the 50s. And I know so many other people here within our church, Christmas is a tough time. I remember the first Christmas, Mum wasn't with us, how difficult I found that. And we have to learn as spiritualists that our religion is just not messages. Our religion is just not giving messages of hope. Now, I know Mary's going to follow this in a few moments, and other mediums do give messages that are sitting here in the congregation. But we must look beyond the veil of death. We must see the glorious resurrection, the glorious journey in heaven. Jesus talked to his disciples, "In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it was not so, I would have told you so. And I go there to prepare a place for you. And then when you come, I will receive you to that same place." Heaven means so many things. To the Christian church, it means peace, everlasting light. To the spiritualist, it's a place of learning and growth. And to the Buddhist, it's a place of rebirth. All is open for discussion, all is there for greater investigation. Within the Spiritualist church, whichever church you visit, be it here at Wimbledon, around the Portsmouth, Hampshire area, in Canada, all around the countries, there is so much going on that is just more than messages. And people so much rely on messages. People rely on just receiving messages from loved ones. And I know how important it is to receive a message from my mum, my dad, or other people that have gone on before. I know how comforting it is to receive those messages. But we must always, as spiritualists, look beyond the veil of death. For there is a resurrection. There is the glory of the knowledge, not hope, but knowledge. There is a continuing life once you have discovered the movement called spiritualism. Now, some of you will know out in the world that a television program on Friday criticised what some spiritualists believe and what some spiritualist mediums do. That's wrong. They had no right to criticise what we do, because I could criticise the traditional Christian church and many other religious beliefs, but I try to work in harmony with everybody. I try to walk a path where I try not to judge people. People may judge me. That's fine. I can live with that. But what we need to do as spiritualists, practice what we know to be true. There is but a God, a creator, sustainer of the universe, unseen, but ever present in the manifestation of this earth. There is the power of healing, healing that works and helps people. People often have said to me this past year or so, if healing can't work, Ray, you've gone blind in one eye. That's fine, because I've got one good eye. So I'm content. It's not always good walking about and being balanced. Someone said to me the other day when I lost my balance out the other day, "Oh, you should have stopped drinking." And I said, "I wish I'd had to drink. I'd probably walk straighter." The thing is, must stop judging people for what they think or what they believe. We should be able to accept the diversity that this world has. It's not always easy, but I do get defensive when someone attacks my religious beliefs, because they're mine. And the Church of England, the Church of Rome, the Methodists, Islam, Hindus, all of those other world religions, all have a place to part in the great scheme of things. But with the greatest thing with spiritualism, we have personal responsibility as we learn and we like. Morning, Ashley. Hope you have a good day. And we need to push that belief system out there. There are times in our lives where we feel alone and lost, and perhaps even lonely. And that's fine. Because if you go into the stillness and the quietness of the spirit, as I like to call it, the loved ones come close. As I was saying to Mary a few moments ago, Jackie and I's health haven't been best over the period of Christmas, but I was aware of loved ones around me, comforted. I was aware of the healing coming to me. And we need to think how we can give our lives to this world for this year, because it's going to be a challenging year. Each year is challenging, but this year, with the economy as it is and so much else going on in the world, we have to look on what we can do to make a better world. God said, "In strength I will establish this mine house to stand firm forever." We are this house. We are our own individual house, home, temple, whichever word you want to use. And we practice the religion how we see it. A very good friend of mine who's now in spirit, a gentleman called Michael Cox, he used to call himself a Roman Catholic spiritualist because every morning he did his rosary, but the rest of the day he went out doing healing, giving addresses and talks. And that's fine as well. I'm not asking anyone to change how they see their ism. I do wish a lot more mediums that call themselves psychic mediums will call themselves spiritualist mediums, but that's, again, their choice. But we need to keep our religion, our way of life, our teachings, whatever phrase you want to be used, is to keep it afresh and live. James from Texas is saying religion and spirituality are the same. God is a spirit, light being, and he's highly spiritual. Yeshua the Christ. That is so true, James. And we've got to see these things as we see them and proclaim them as we see them. Those of you know me well, I like me sci-fi. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I like me Star Wars and Star Trek. There's got a star in it. I'd probably like it and follow it. And there's how I see some of the things that go on. And I've often said with people when they say to me, I can't use the word religion, I can't use God. And I often say, there is a force. And I'm not just using that from Star Wars. I'm not saying I'm a Jedi Master, if anything. I'm probably a Sith Lord. But we have to look at our lives. I like the Harry Potter films because I know there's magic in this world. I know what magic can do to people's lives. We have to look into the world of spirit and see what gifts we have. And some of you may say, I don't know what gift I have. I've not been told, I'm not being aware of. But you could just send out light and love to somebody like we've done in our prayers this morning, or Family and Street. When you hear some of the horrors that are going on in this world, how disturbed I was when I heard of a 6-year-old shooting his primary school teacher in Virginia. And there's a lot of answers there, questions to ask, and I'm not going into them. But what went on there? How awful is that? But the teacher remained calm enough as she collapsed to tell the rest of the class to get out and find safety. We have to find the way that suits us within our spiritualism, within our religion. We have spirit teachers, we have guides and loved ones that come here. Sometimes we have trance teachings here where they come forward and give us messages of hope and understanding. But the way of life for us in Wimbledon Spiritualist Church is that there's but one God. We try to live by our motto. It's not what we can get, it's what we can give, and how we must give of ourselves in our own way. Doesn't have to be always, doesn't always have to be money. It's just giving, sending out prayer, sending out thoughts, sending out strength. Jesus is trying to tell his mother that there is no death. There is continuing life. And we need to accept that in our lives. We need to understand that in our lives. There's nothing wrong at a certain time of the year missing a loved one when it's their anniversary of their passing. But I try to look at the fact that they've not gone, they continue in their journey just far from me, but can come and visit me. A lot of people thought I was in some form of hysterical blindness because of the way I acted when my dad passed to the spirit. Because I quite often said, I know where my dad is now 365 days of the year instead of being out ducking and diving like he used to. And I wasn't trying to be flippant, but I knew that Dad had not gone, that he was resting in the spirit, and he has come back time and time again, giving me guidance. I know the founder of our church communicates with me, gives me strength and guidance. We are not alone. None of us are alone. And then when we are feeling alone and we feel literally alone, that's when the spirit is closer than us and it carries us. Those of you have got access to the internet, look at the words from the footprint. poem. It's when you see one set of footprints, that's when I was carrying you. And that's what God and the spirit world does when we're in our aloneness and alone parts of our life. God carries us, or spirit, whatever phrase you want to use. Spiritualism is so different in this country. There's so many different organisations. The organisation I belong to is a small organisation, but we believe in the unification of spiritualism, bringing all spiritualists together under one umbrella. And that's not always easy, because Jesus did say in the New Testament, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of you. I often say, where 2 or 3 are gathered in Spirit's name, there's total and utter confusion, because being individuals, we have our own school of thought, our own individual thought on things. My great friend here at Wimbledon, Ivan, I remember one day we was in America talking about reincarnation, and I said, this is how I see it. And he said to me, you're wrong. I said, I'm not wrong, it suits me. Because this is what I find to believe. And these truths I find to be self-evident for me in my spiritualism. I have been a spiritualist as far back as I can remember. Technically, since I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, when Granddad passed to the spirit and came back and continued talking to me, and still does on occasion. But you also have to be aware and test the spirits and test the fidelity of that message. It's no good just saying to someone, I've got your mum here or your dad here. It's giving evidence with your mum or your dad, or attempting to give evidence. There's no one whole thing with spiritualism. And that's our beauty. That is the diamond that shines brightly in the darkness of this world. There is nothing but eternal truth, which goes on and on and on. I remember it being at a funeral service once of a next door neighbour to my mother-in-law, and I was speaking to the Anglican priest, and I recognised he was wearing a cap. It's called a Canterbury, from the Tudor period of time. And he said, oh, are you an Anglican? I said, no, I'm a spiritualist. He said, oh, do stay behind. I've got a stake at the back. I'll burn you quickly. And I said, well, I wouldn't be ashamed to be burnt for my beliefs, because I hold truths to be self-evident to me. That is spiritualism. And I then pointed out the predecessor in this church when I told him that I was a spiritualism. And he said, the Church of England is full of spiritualistic truths. We've just lost them and forgot they're there. And when you look at the world of the Christian religion, how people have argued and rowed and disagreed, and then read up on Methodism, where John Wesley's family had psychic things happening in their home. There's so much goes on in our spiritualism, and it's more than life after death. I have been saying this for years. I noticed there's an article in the Psychic News, somebody saying the same. And I thought sometimes people don't listen, and I'm hoping they will listen, because spiritualism is more than having messages of life after death. What should happen when somebody passes and you receive messages? You should then learn to grow within yourself. And if you get a message in a church, or you feel you want to go to see a one-to-one medium, that's wonderful. But don't always guarantee you're going to get that same person. We need to go out to our world and share our beliefs in our spiritualism, not hiding behind them, but sharing our beliefs in spiritualism. Have a great 2023. I look forward to sharing Wimbledon Spiritualist Church with you when we can. And I look forward to being here for any of you at any time. And I can't thank enough the work of SPTV for they do, promoting our teachings and our belief systems uniquely in their own way, and getting the message over that we are not alone. God bless you, friends. Thank you. Thank you, Jim, for going around with the collection. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to ask Mary to come up and give the messages and give evidence of life after death. If any of you are online think Mary's with you, please say as clearly as you can without giving anything away. Here in the church, as you all should know, just put your hand up, and if unless Mary's drawn to somebody specifically. And I now hand over to Mary Dixie for the next part of our service. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I think
just goes in. Okay. Right. Okay. Lisa, I know you personally, but I know I knew your mum slightly, but can you understand? I've got pain in the top of my right arm with her.
I think I understand that.
Okay, just giving me this pain in the arm, and okay, right. She's saying that there is someone around you in a work situation, and it's not the arm that they're giving you the pain in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she said you just take it all with a pinch of salt, and it will be sorted.
Okay.
And I've had to put my harm. That's not me speaking. That's somebody that would have mixed their words up a little bit.
Okay.
And there is a pain. They had pain. It's not heart side. It's the other side, but high up. Gentleman. Understand this, gentleman?
No.
Right. Okay. Where are you? Can you look to a little man, neighbour? Neighbour. You understand this man?
I know a little man who was a neighbour when I was a child, I think.
And he's just popped in because you're the only person that he can communicate with at the moment. There's nobody else around that he can, and he just wants to say well done to you.
Okay.
This is for something recently in the last few days.
Oh, okay.
Okay, something in the last few days. You've stood up to somebody. It's as though you've walked up almost into their face and challenged them. You understand this?
I've had a few moments today.
Right, okay, yeah, well, they've been around you and they're just saying well done, because there was a time when you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And they're saying that with what you do now, you've grown and grown tremendously in the whole of you. It's physically, mentally, spiritually, you've grown. And they're just saying that, well done. There's a list, and there's ticks being put against the list.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Right. Okay, this came to me the other day, and I've got to say it to you, and it is drink deeply from the cup of life.
Yeah.
Okay, and okay. They don't want to say anything much more to you. However, they, oh dearie me, whatever's this? Oh, now this is a joke. This is your mum, and she's bought a pair of odd knee highs. It's as though they've been grabbed and put on as a pair, and they're not a pair. They are nowhere near a pair.
Yeah. I sort of get that.
Yeah, and she's just saying, she wants to give it to you as a gift, but to make you smile.
Yeah.
And she wants you to smile a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. And that's with her love and all of their love.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm. Right, now, where is this, where is this, where is this? Can I speak? Oh, my voice nearly went. Phil, can I speak to you, please? I have no idea why my voice almost went, but I've got 3 people not telling me who they are, but just their names. And you know I don't like names because they'd be so common. I've got Teresa with a capital T, and that meant something. She'd had to be, it's the Teresa. She was very specific in how her name was spoken. The other is June, and her name is in gold. And the other one, the last one was Graham. Okay, those 3 just need to be remembered to you, and that's all they want to do. Okay, you understand them? Those specific.
I don't understand well.
Right, okay. Graham, in your early working life, you will find him there. Connects through the school, the drama school. Connects through there, He wasn't, this is another man who wasn't very tall. Quite a short man. Right. Also, he's saying about Pauline.
Pauline, yes.
Pauline, right. He knew Pauline, so if you look to Pauline, you will find him. But he remembers you, and he's just, it's a connection. And that's where he is. Right. Right. I'm being drawn to solar plexus area as though there is an irritation. And right, it's calm it down. Calm it down. Okay. Right, okay. You've had to do this recently, calm yourself down, because you've been in a situation where you've actually felt as though you wanted physically to punch someone. You felt as though it's a, oh dear. If you'd had a punch bag, you'd have punched that.
Wasn't irritation. Someone wasn't as.
But it could have escalated to that. Yeah, they're just saying that that's in calming yourself down, you averted what could have been worse. Got your mother, and she's talking about a specific chair. A specific chair. She's being confused. Going to sit in this chair and it wasn't there. it's as though somebody moved it and she's automatically gone to sit in it. And it's not where it was. Okay. Can you understand moving furniture? Right, okay. Because she's talking about doing that and then forgetting that you've done it and going to go and sit somewhere. And you went, oh, it's that type of thing. It's like, when you do it, remember what you've done. So because at times recently you've been, right, I'll go do that, and then you start doing it, then you've thought, oh, I was going to do so and so else. So you've left that and gone off to something else. She said, one thing at a time. Just one thing at a time. And I've got someone singing, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Laid at the top of her voice. And she's also giving me, overstraining vocal cords. Someone overstrained the vocal cords. So I got this with her singing, and she's talking about overstraining the vocal cords. So protect the, she's talking about voice exercises. Very important, even when you're not doing something that needs the voice to be used in a certain manner, to make sure that it's tuned, as you're saying. Okay, you understand this? What she's talking about?
Not really, no.
So like, if you leave a piano, right, she's saying, if you leave a piano too long, it's going to go out of tune. So with your vocals, you need to keep them in tune, so that when you go to use it, you're able to. That's what she's talking about. Okay. Poof, got that one. Oh, we're going silly now. They're talking about the old advert now, hands that do dishes can feel soft as your face, yeah. And it's a silly old memories. And these little memories can make you smile. And they want you to smile a little bit more. Years ago, and it is years ago, someone once said to me that Mary, is like the weather. If the sun is out, that's what you like. And if it's dull and dreary, you're sort of down. And they're saying that that's what you've been like of late. So you need to just lift yourself up. The sun is there, it's just we can't always see it. So that is an aspect and an outlook to have on life. Know that the sun is there. Not always visible to our eyes, but it is there. And see through the darkness to the light, and you can't go wrong. Right, your mum's come back because she went away again. She's come back, and she's brought 2 dogs with her. 2 dogs, and they didn't know each other when they were here, but they're quite happy together because they know her. They are happy together. Yeah. Oh. This is an old-fashioned drink that somebody wants to give you because they liked it. mild and bitter. They want to give it to you because they liked it. This wasn't a lady, because no way. I might be maligning the ladies, but I never knew a lady that would have liked that. But this gentleman thought it was nice. So as it was nice, he wants to give it to you. Yeah, with his love. And you will know who he was. Right. He was a friend of your dad's and used to meet him in a pub. And he said, you do know me. You think to who Dad knew and you'll find him. Leave that with you. Oh, golly, where am I going? Who's that? Matthew, somebody. I just saw someone said.
The video, Matthew, somebody, I can't really think.
No, I
Say
can't.
good morning to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, good morning to Matthew then. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Well, they're telling me that there's someone online that lives quite high up in an area. It's as though it's not like as though they're on a mountainside somewhere. Gosh, that's a bit vague, isn't it? Although they should know where they live. Right, okay. I'm sure if they're watching, they'll come forward and say so. But in the meantime, let's see what I can find for somebody else. Petra, your mum. Hello, peeking around the side. Can you understand an anniversary connecting with mum around this time?
Yes,
Okay, because she's just come in. Okay.
Somebody's come on, Stacey, saying my mum used to have a pub in Halifax on top of a high hilltop.
Okay, that may well be. No, I was going up a hill. Right, okay. Oh, is that Stace?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute, Stace, because I've got Petra's mum here. I've got the song, The Lonely Goat Herd. Okay, okay. That's Stace. I'm switching the two here. Oh, I'll come back in a minute. Stace, I've got the Lonely Goat Herd song. I know your mum's a medium. Can you understand that the having this is singing nights in the pub, nights in the pub where they had karaoke. Someone in spirit couldn't understand karaoke and called them singing nights. And right, good times. Why are we only getting the top? Top
I need to adjust it.
Oh, okay.
While you're working.
No.
Got to order the tops come down.
Drop down, yeah.
But I do it while you're working.
No, because I can't see Stacey's face.
No.
Good job, I know what she looks like. Beautiful
Yeah.
lady. Thank you, Richard. Okay. Also got a Cockney lady, Stace, Cockney lady that wants to speak to you. I know you've said in the past that you've got some London links, but they're talking about this. There's this Cockney lady, and what she's doing. She's not. No, she's gone. Okay, she's gone. No, they've just gone away. So sorry about that, Stace, but they've gone away. I don't know if you're still there because there's no response come up. Anyway, they've gone away, so I'll go back to Petra now. Okay. Petra. Places to visit. Your mum's talking about a place that she wanted to visit with you that you never got to with her. Because she's talking about go there anyway, because she'll be with you. And then she will be able to visit. Okay. Right, Stace has come back now. She can take the Cockney lady. Yeah. Okay, Stace, I'll come back in a minute. They're doing really silly things today. She's singing Three Blind Mice to you now. But you understand why? Yeah. Okay. Oh, she's saying, look what I can do now. She's singing, I do like to be beside the seaside, and kicking her feet up. And she's also kicking pretend sand with bare feet. And she's saying, you know that I would have loved to have done that one more time. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. Time is irrelevant. The time that we spent was the time that mattered. And, oh, okay, she said, right, that's it for now, girl. Love you. Your dad's come along now with that tandem that they do like to bring in the church, and they're going off for a ride on the tandem. Okay, so it's
out there, so
it's love from them both to you. Big hugs, and they brought a rabbit for you. Yeah. Brought you this rabbit, beautiful rabbit.
I was looking at rabbits the other day.
Bought you a beautiful rabbit. So it's there for you if you so wish, but you can't have it too near the cats. No. They don't play well together. No. So anyway, that's with her love. She's bought you a cat. Rabbit. But there's another cat. There's another cat. She's got, yeah, but there's another one to come. Another one to come. Yeah, there's another one to come.
Part-time job on the part-time job.
Send the cats out to work. Yeah. That's it. Right, anyway, lots of love from mum and dad, and they're just off now on their tandem. So that's with love. Right. Okay. Okay, Stace, yeah. Okie doke. Let's see if there's anything else they want to say. I just said okie doke, that's not me. Okay, Stace. The lady would have said okie doke. And, oh, just because you're not allowed it, they're bringing you a great big jar of honey. Massive jar of honey with lots of love, okay? If I can leave that with you. Oh golly, they're making my throat sore. I need the honey to calm the throat. Right. I need a little stand, say. My lady with the sort of orangey trousers. Yeah, yeah. It's all right. From nowhere, I've suddenly got. Okay. I got. You know, if you have a mohair scarf or something like that, and you suddenly you've got a bit of it is onto your mouth. Yeah, because I from nowhere suddenly got a piece on my mouth, and this is for you. It says they're bringing these odd little memories in today, and it's taking you back to a time when lots of little things were happening around a lady who's now in spirit. I've got she loved that type of thing, mohair, angora, fluffy, anything fluffy, she would be happy with. You understand the lady? Yeah, she's just bringing that around, and she's saying with the weather we've had of late, you need all those nice cuddly fluffy things to keep you warm. She's now taking me into a kitchen situation, and it looks like it would be either a works cafeteria or a school kitchens. It's where you've got a lot going on. Of very, very basic type of things. Because she's got this great big, almost an urn of custard. And I can't abide it, but there you go. But she's got the custard there. You understand all that? Yeah. And oh, she's now got this great big heavyweight aluminium trolley out, and she's going off with that. Yeah. Right. She's saying if she had her way, she'd make things much simpler for you. But you have to go through everything yourself to get to the point where things seem to become simpler. It's just that because you know how to do it all, it's then simple. But nothing is ever simple to start with. So you can understand that. I understand why she's saying this to you. Okay. I'm also now being given lots of fresh fruit and vegetables. And and driving. Can you understand somebody learning to drive that didn't?
Yes.
Okay. because I've got that, and it's like, oh, no, please, 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 please. I love driving, but there you go. This person really, really couldn't handle it. And, but then not everyone can. So it's nothing wrong in that happening. Now I've been given the words to an old hymn that's Lead Kindly Light, and the bit that they want you to think of is, oh, it's now even gone. Hold on. Lead thou me on. So that's like, follow your path, because it will become clear to you as you go along. You will discover how long your path is and what way you're going. So just wait, you'll get the guidance, you'll get there. Okay. Oh, I don't think they do this now. The old-fashioned tube trains used to have a bit hanging down that you could hang on to, the strap thing. Can you understand? Yeah, they've just suddenly taken me onto this tube train, and I can't reach it, but they're sort of strap hanging. That's what they're saying, strap hanging, and it wasn't a short journey either. But they're just bringing that back and saying good old days were not such good old days, but they were good when they were here. Because that's what life was then. Life changes, and every generation will say that was the good old days. So today's days are the good old days of tomorrow. And on that philosophical note, they would like to leave you with lots and lots of love, and they want to give you, oh, it's a great big heart full of flowers with their love. How are we doing? Is it? Well, thank you, everybody. I've been called to a stop. Sorry I didn't get round to more of you online, but Stace, it wasn't very much, but it was for you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. Thank you very much indeed. I'm not sure who the medium is next Sunday. I've forgotten. I did have it written down and I can't find where I wrote it down. That's how bad my memory's getting. But I know that we've got a medium here next week. Just one little announcement. It's quite a big announcement, really, but it's a little announcement. Ivan Lee, Ashley Robinson and Dawn Collison Quarry have passed their exams to become probationary ministers. Wow. They started a couple of weeks ago officially, and Ashley's already, my son, isn't he? Yeah. He's already got 2 weddings booked. One somebody we know, family friend, but somebody else is coming to come and see the church next week about a possibility. So they've, I've got Dawn and Ivan's papers here, but they had to go through a lot of tests and written exams and stuff. And Ivan Lee came up to me, said, "Who wrote this exam?" And I just smiled at him and, "Oh, I should have known, shouldn't I?" So that's 3 good things happening there. And I know Phil's got a notice on about the different things going on, but Dawn starts her class again in March. We haven't got a fixed date yet, but I spoke to her very briefly, and she'll be doing that again on a Tuesday. And Ashley's got a couple of meetings coming up where he's doing clairvoyance here at the church with Dawn, Ashley Mills, and I think another person. As I say, I'm getting old and forgetful. So that's it. Richard, thank you very much indeed for today. It's been wonderful. And wish you well, Richard. And we're not online with SPTV next week, but we'll be online here at church. as normal. I can't thank enough what Rich has done for the church over these few years. And when Ashley came up with the idea of these screens and everything, I thought he was having one of his funny turns, but it's a brilliant idea and it works fantastically. And the work that SPTV does for the movement as well is great and wonderful. So I'll ask Mary to close our meeting with prayer. And Matthew Linnott is saying, haha, that's my little saying, okie dokie.
Yeah, but it was for Stan.
No,
but
but-
that's fair enough, yeah. We give thanks for the time met here together in the church and online with those from the world of spirit. We thank them for coming forward and we ask that they return so that they can join with us again another time. We ask that everyone will be kept safe and well and join with us again soon. Amen. Amen. Thanks, Alwyn.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. God bless you until we meet again. And may your God go with you. Bye-bye. Yeah, Richard, as you can probably see, I've got that great big white border all the way. I don't know how to shrink it. You know if there's a way?
MySpiritualDirectory.com is the one of the fastest growing online free listing service. Our search directory offers geolocation feature, rating ability, review system, map location, customer comment, YouTube video, gallery, social media sharing, direct contact with the lister, simple online booking and payment system. It's free to register and use. It even creates your own mini web page, which you can update at any time, and yes, it's still free, no monthly or yearly fees. 100% free. Creates your own profile page. Add social media and other links. Add a mini gallery and a YouTube video. Rating, reviews and comments. Includes online booking and payments. So, if you're looking for a medium or a reader, even a church, maybe a healer, or any other spiritual service, then visit myspiritualdirectory.com.
Join Polly, Jane, and Sarah for the Sunday Sofa from 4 p.m. today. The show consists of advice, gossip, and free readings, be it oracle card or mediumship. Tomorrow morning from 11 a.m., our magazine show Brighten Your Day offers readings, guests, gossip, and more. Start your day with SPTV. Matt and Kirsty host their show tomorrow from 8 p.m. The show consists of answering your spiritual questions and offering free mediumship and oracle card readings.